everybody. Welcome to Gal's Saturday live stream. I hope you all can hear me. I've got fans going everywhere because I'm in my little teeny tiny studio and it is hot. H-O-T hot. I think it's hot everywhere right now. It doesn't matter where you are. Welcome everybody. I'm so glad you could join us. We have a great show for you tonight. Excuse me. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for watching on Facebook. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for watching now, and thank you for watching later. I know that a lot of our friends are out and about on this Saturday night. Some people are at the water park. Have fun. You know who you are. And other people are traveling to all different states. You know who you are. Have fun and be safe, guys. And we hope you do watch afterwards. Let's see. We have a great guest for you tonight, and we have a kind of a bonus guest for you too. I'll explain that in a minute. And I'm so excited to have both of them on tonight. But first, as always, you know me, I got to do a little bit of housekeeping. I always have to say thank you to Ladybug Pest Control because live streaming and paranormal investigations are my hobby. And if you're going to have a hobby, you got to have a supportive job. So thank you to Ladybug Pest Control and Linda. And also, if you're local to Quincy and you need pest control, I'll be in the office Monday morning at 7:30. Call me. I'm sure we can help you out. Let's see, what else? I want to remind folks that this is an 18 plus space. You know what I like to say? Sometimes I'm a little disturbed. That we're not more disturbed by the disturbing things we talk about. But also, I like to swear, and I'm 62 years old, and I'm not going to watch my language. That being said, some of you know what I'm going to say next, and that is if my Aunt Kathy is watching, I am going to watch my language. And so is everybody else if Aunt Kathy is watching. So that is a fact, okay? You watch your mouth if Aunt Kathy's watching. I do want everybody to get comfortable. Crack a cold beer, pour a glass of wine, cup of coffee. I have my favorite body armor beverage in my new tumbler that was a gift from Mr. Gals. He doesn't want to hear about what I do with paranormal investigating, but he is very supportive. So this was a gift from Mr. Gals. Thank you, honey. I really appreciate it. And it keeps my drinks nice and cold. And hot, too. So that was very thoughtful. He's the best. And we just had celebrated our 33rd wedding anniversary. So thank you, honey. But or maybe you're into sweet tea. I know some people who drink sweet tea. Some of my friends from the South, you know who you are. Or maybe a glass of wine. It is Saturday night, right? Also want to remind you, this is a 420 friendly space. Smoke them if you got them. You know I sure did. And I just may puff a little bit throughout tonight's episode because it is Saturday night and I don't have to drive anywhere. If you don't have to drive anywhere, smoke them if you got them. Let's see. Also, after tonight's show, excuse me, I posted some links, or maybe I didn't post some links, and what the hell happened to them? They're in comments. Okay, I posted some links, and all right, Purple Dragon, you're going to watch on the big screen? That's awesome. Hi, Dan. I'm glad you can hear everything. I did post some links after this show. Bounce over to Banter with Richie B. He is he's a Bigfoot hunter, and he is smart, and he's funny, and he's handsome, and but he's going to have Matt Warner on tonight, and I want to do kind of this crossover. I want to promote them because Matt Warner is going to be on Richie B's show tonight, and next Sunday morning coffee hour, Matt Warner and Richie B are going to be on Spooky Trivia right here, so I cannot wait for that. That's going to be really exciting. Mark your calendar, next Sunday, 11 o'clock, Matt Warner and Richie B, right here on Gal's very own Spooky Trivia. So, it's going to be a celebrity event, so make sure you tune in. Hi, Christy. Hi, Paul. I was just talking about sweet tea, if any of my Southern friends know that. I said, pour yourself a sweet tea, cup of coffee. To see one of my Southern friends just joined. Let's see, what else? Oh, so as I was saying, yeah, Matt Warner and Richie B will be here next week on Paranormal Trivia Sunday at 11. But make sure you watch their show tonight. I did post some link in comments. Let's see. It is going to be very, very fun. And if you've ever seen my Paranormal Trivia in the style of Jeopardy, it's boss. It's class. And you can tell I've been watching Dairy Girls. You can hear me saying, it's boss. It's class. My new favorite slang. And pardon me, because I do have my notes over here in between my fans and in between 900 monitors and 4 keyboards, 2 mouses. Is it mice or mouses? When you have more than one of these, do you have 2 mouses or do you have mice? I don't know. That's the $64,000 question for tonight. But anyways, so as I was saying earlier, we do have a great guest tonight. I'm really looking forward to introducing him. Our guest is Dillon B from Plymouth, and I've got Bruce sitting in. You all know Bruce Duart. He is one of the best tech guys in the business, and Bruce is going to sit in with a spirit box while we talk to Dillon. And every now and then, and there goes Dillon's cat, and Dillon's cat's ass. I can see it in the green room. You guys can't see it yet. That was pretty funny. that was very funny. That's the cat's ass, Dillon. That's cool. We're very pet friendly here. I have a black lab. He'll be barking any minute. But anyways, as I was saying, we've got Bruce sitting in. Oh, and I see a dog too. We've got Bruce sitting in with the spirit box, and I'm going to check in with him occasionally and see what he comes up with. And we've got Jessica Carlozzi from Cryptid Bits with General Tidbits, and always make sure to follow her. And I don't have my ad posted right now, but it's Cryptid Fest, and it's Sunday, September 13th. I'm pretty sure, Jessica, please put the link in comments. Thank you. I'm a little slacking this week on all my ads. But anyways, so I became acquainted with Dillon B because there's a person that I met that we are going to do the walk with Chrissy Parrish at this person's location. And this person who has this location said, you got to talk to this guy. He grew up in the same area. So I called Dillon on the phone, and I did get the correct day on Cryptid Fest 2026. Thank you. But anyway, so I was talking to Dillon for about 5 minutes on the phone, and I stopped him. I said, you know what? I don't want to hear anything more from you. We have to record this conversation. So we set like a video appointment, and I had my friend Sue sit in, who she can't join us tonight. She's one of those on vacation people who, like I said, I know people have things to do. That's fine. They'll be watching later. But Sue sat in with me, and we listened to Dillon talk for about an hour, and Sue and I found Dillon to be very, very credible with some stories that were spine tingling. So we had heard Bruce's stories a few weeks back of growing up haunted in was it New Bedford, Fall River area. And then last week, Lisa told us about growing up in a haunted house where her grandparents still lingered and having experiences on her job. And then now we've got Dillon, who his stories are no less spine tingling. So you're going to want to hear this, but I thought that it would be interesting to have somebody sit in with a piece of equipment, and not me, because I have fans going on everywhere. So Bruce, I am going to bring Bruce on to say hello. Bruce, say hello to everybody.
Yep.
Guys, this is
Hi,
Bruce.
everybody.
He's our tech guy for tonight. There's no better. So Bruce, I am going to put you back in the green room to monitor things, and I'll be checking in with you shortly, okay?
Okay.
So I'm really excited, guys. This is kind of a live thing. And also, what I want to say to anybody watching, geez, if you get any impressions from Dillon, throw them in the comments. Let's talk about them. This ought to be interesting. Dillon, if you're ready, I'm gonna bring you on. All right. This is Dillon B from Plymouth. Welcome, Dillon. How's it going?
It's going. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks. So, Dillon, I gave a brief introduction, but I wonder if you would just take a minute or two and tell us about yourself. Who are you? Where did you grow up? What do you do? Who is Dillon B?
Loaded one. Well, I'm Dillon Breslin. I'm a barber. I work in Plymouth, Massachusetts.
Could you get closer to your microphone?
Can you hear me better now?
Yes, thank you. Yep, good.
I work in Plymouth, Massachusetts. America's hometown. Horrifying there. I grew up in Manamet, which is like a southern part of Plymouth. Plymouth's huge. There's like, you got North Plymouth, West Plymouth. Then you got Chiltonville, and then Manomet, and then Cedarville, and then you're out of Plymouth.
I had no
So
idea.
where I grew up was very heavily.
Kitty.
Okay, it was very heavily native populated. So
Hold on 1 second, Dillon. Um, Christy, no, you do not need to stop watching because Dillon doesn't actually know the place. The person that we're going to, Dillon doesn't actually know him. They're acquainted through somebody else, and Dillon is not going to be discussing Stephen at all. Correct?
I've never even met
Right,
him.
right, not at all. So Christy,
This is a
oh,
totally
okay.
random coincidence.
Christy is going to exit just in case, but Christy, no, they don't know each other, but she'll exit just in case because who knows what could come out of this. All right, Christy, we'll catch you later. Okay, all right. So, yeah, that's actually a good thing that she's stepping away just in case. Go ahead, Dillon, go on.
She
So you're
apparently
saying where you grew up?
wants to be involved.
That's
Ignore her.
fine. That's fine.
So, and I grew up in Manomet, in a neighborhood called Ocean Air, and we had the house built in I think like 2000. Boba, I am trying to do a thing right now. All right, in about 2000, and it was built on what we later found out was the only unsanctioned, like deemed completely unbuildable, like you can't do it lot for like a long time. I want to say 100 years, but I feel like that's too much. You know what I mean? I don't remember how long the neighborhood's been around for, but it was the only place in the whole thing that didn't have a building, right? And of course, somehow we had our house built on top of that, and I think that was maybe built on top of something like a burial ground because things got real weird after we moved in there. And yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm coming from.
Look at our comment. This is Jessica, Crypt Tidbits with General Tidbits. Her sister's house, she said, in Manomet was quite active. So I find that to be very interesting.
Where in Manomet?
It's so yeah, Jessica, if you can say where in Manomet. So
I didn't even see
I'll monitor the I'll monitor. You can't see the comments?
I know I didn't notice them, so right now I have male vision.
There we go. So keep it clean, folks. I put the comments up that everybody can read them. My good friend Carrie, previously possessed painted furniture, who usually moderates for me, is out with family tonight, and we're so glad for her. So I'm doing my best to moderate with folks. So thank you very much. Let's see. So let's see. So growing up in that area, and you said that your house was built on a location that for some reason hadn't been developed for a long time. How old were you when you moved into that when that house was built?
When we moved in there, I was, I think, 10.
And what was your family made up of when you moved in?
It was me, my mom, and my stepdad, and my mother got pregnant like within the year. So then it was me and my little brother, who's 10 years younger. Or yeah, 10 years younger. And he would sleep, right, for like, I'm talking almost 8 straight years. When he slept, he would sleep in the bed like this and thrash all night long. No recollection of it.
Wow.
We would open the door and look and just watch him do it and be like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah.
So you, your mom, your younger brother, and you're talking about a potential experience that your brother had. How old were you when you had your first experience, or what you think would be your first experience, or what you thought was so weird?
Probably like 5. Well before I was there, I was staying at my uncle Bobby's house, and I remember this is kind of like where it all started. I feel like I remember laying in bed and I was kind of like in and out. They were young, you know what I mean? They're having a party. And I was like kind of in and out, and I just remember waking up and seeing this like shadow, I don't, like smoke almost, like dark, can't see through it, kind of like just on the ceiling above me. And I remember just kind of looking at it, and it just kind of like came down and went into me, and I just was asleep. And when I woke up, I remember just Sonic the Hedgehog was playing on the TV from the Sega. So it was like, "Bring," and I was like, just woke up screaming. I'll never forget that. Like, it's like etched into my brain.
At that
But
age, what did you think?
I didn't even think anything about it until years later. Oh, I almost forgot. Like, it came, like, kind of just popped into my head one day. That's kind of thing happened.
What about your mom and your stepdad? Did they have experiences early on or later on?
No. So they had me tested for schizophrenia several times. Because
How old were you the first time do you think that they had you tested?
probably like 11, probably like a year after we moved in.
Okay. And what led up to that? That's a pretty big decision for a parent to say, gee, I think I've got to have my kid tested. Well, Bruce popped out. Hope he pops back in. But that's a pretty big decision for a parent to make, to decide to take your child to be tested for schizophrenia. Not
Yeah,
just it's one thing to take a tween or a teen and say, gee, my kid is depressed. But to say, for schizophrenia testing, what was going on?
it's usually a 20s thing.
Yeah,
Well,
later in men, anyways, in men later. Yeah.
I would always, I was on a impressive amount of stimulants as a child because of the ADHD, and I couldn't sleep. But I also couldn't like
Yeah.
watch TV while I slept. Like my mom wouldn't let me, so I was just up listening, and I would just hear like somebody walking around the house. Like I thought we were like my first thought was never like, oh my god, there's a ghost. I was like, somebody is robbing us. So I would wake my stepdad up like 3 times a week, and the thing that always was like when I jumped out of bed was I would hear the silverware drawer like slowly open, and I would be like, and then it would just slam, and I would be like, okay, because like I'm like, there's no way a ghost that loud, you know. So I would jump up and I'd wake him up and be like, yo, somebody's in the house. Like we need to go down there. We would go down there with bats, and there would be no one there. And after like the 300th time, they were like, something's up. And I was like, yeah, something is up. I was like, with this house, because like on top of that, like it already felt like, it already felt like somebody was standing behind me, like as close as this chair is, just looking at me. Like never any sense of ease.
Felt very real and palpable. Listen, I want you to see Christy's comment here. As children, it's tough for parents to understand when you're going through things on a spiritual level, and that's it's having your parents taking you for testing for schizophrenia or hallucinations or whatever. Um, so I think, yeah, that's a really good point, that sometimes parents like don't really get it, if
I
they're
mean,
not
if it hadn't happened to
experiencing
me,
the same things.
and I had a kid, I'd be like, okay.
So,
But
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like people don't see things because like it doesn't happen to them a lot, or like maybe they're not as sensitive. But I think that if a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, I had something weird happen to me, but then it never happened again. I'm like, well then probably you convinced yourself it wasn't real. And I feel like after a certain point, you make it so that you can't see it. I never had the opportunity to be like, it's fake, because it happened every single day. The first movie I ever saw that scared the shit out of me was Paranormal Activity. And everybody was like, nothing even happened. I'm like, you guys have no idea. I'm like, the cabinets all being open, like turning away and turning back, everything's open. Seen it. Like, oh yeah.
Dylan, it's
All the lights.
what did your what were you? I feel like Maury Povich. Well, maybe not Maury Povich. Like who's? I don't know. Ricky Lake, whatever. Oprah. Tell us more. What were you feeling in the moment? Oh my God! Tell us about Cabinet's opening. I mean the hearing. I think I told you this before. When I was a kid, I heard somebody every night going into the cabinets, getting into the pewter, thought they were stealing it. It was very bizarre, and nobody else heard it, so I really didn't say anything. But what was the overall feeling? Was there a lot of chaos going on? There you go. I guess that's the question I want to boil this down to. Was there chaos in your home at this time? Was everything peaceful at this time? Or was there a vibe? Take me there. What did it feel like to be in that house when you were Dillon at 14? What was going on with your parents and your sibling who would have been 4, sleeping all funny? Fill us in on what was it like in that household?
Hell, my parents drank a lot and lots of fighting. There's lots of partying. So
That's
kind
difficult.
of had to be an adult very young. You know what I'm saying? Um, it was bad. Me and my mother didn't get along. She was, and I don't blame her, confused, didn't know how to handle me because I'm like coming home every day to like chaos, and then on top of that, apparently Satan that's in my house.
Or
Uh,
something. Or something.
I don't. I could never relax ever. I have nightmares every night already back then. So
Sounds like you grew up in I'm going to check in with Bruce in just a minute, but it's sounds like you grew up with a lot of anxiety.
big
That's
time.
that's for sure. And with anxiety, I think comes paranoia. And when I say the word paranoia, I what I mean it in the term of a heightened sense of awareness. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
mean it in terms of conspiracy theories.
It's like when
I
people
mean
are
it,
like, I'm a sensitive. I'm like, you just grew up in an abusive household, and now you
it's,
know what
you know,
someone's
listen,
eyes mean. You know?
my first husband used to swear to God that the red light on the cable box was watching us. Turns out he was right.
Yeah,
Like I said, paranoia is listen, those was some 4 a.m. conversations. I can tell you that if you get my drift, right?
yeah, yes,
But
absolutely.
years later, it was like, holy shit, he was right. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
they,
And again, what was his paranoia? But it was a heightened sense of awareness,
yeah.
you know.
I
Um,
definitely am on high alert at all
so
times.
yeah, that brings a lot of anxiety. Let me just, Dylan, if you're all right, I'm going to take a moment and check in with Bruce. I'm going to bring him on stage. Yeah, take a little break for you. Hi, Bruce. How you
I
making out there? Are you coming up with anything on Spirit Box, or what
so
device are you
far I'm just using Echo Vox,
using? Okay,
which is one that I've been doing for a while now. So when he started, I got protected land, and then later on, as he started talking about his background and his family, I got creeping in room.
I would say that those are both very, very relevant. Wow. Wow. What are
So
your thoughts there,
creeping,
Dylan?
creeping in room. Is that what you said?
Yes, yeah, creeping in room.
But also the first one, protected land. I know, right? That's amazing.
It was
And
a little
also,
too much ahead. Yeah.
again, I'm gonna have Christy weigh in here. Negative vibes can fuel activity and how it impacts our home and relationships. It's does not mean that
Oh,
it's all in our head.
it was
That is
eating.
so important that it's
It
not
was
all in
eating
our head.
those fights.
So
It loved it. I swear to God, it would get crazier. The fighting, the worse it would get.
So, um, All right, Bruce. Listen, I'm gonna put, if nobody minds, Bruce, you're gonna go back to the green room. That was,
Yep.
I think that those two responses were amazing. And Bruce will check in with you in another few minutes. And now, guys,
Okay.
you can't. When I put Bruce in the green room, you all can't see him, but I can. So, Bruce, if you want to get my attention, give me a wave because I should,
Okay.
even if it takes me a second, I should be able to
Okay.
see you if you want to weigh in on something. Okay.
No
Uh,
problem.
and also I want to say thanks to everybody who's watching and commenting. Christy and Sam's Pretty Paranormal. I watched her show last night, and Lisa Obby, my pal, #1 fan, is there. Lisa, our West Coaster. Um, Pugsley Rias 8335 is watching from YouTube. Is that one of your friends, Dylan? Yep. Um, used to have the same chair. I have a gaming chair too. I'm it's
It's a
so
hand me
fun.
down.
And just to show that, I mean, Dylan, I think you knew you were coming to a safe space with the things that you wanted to say. 100% believe you, 100%. And that's what, after Sue and I had chatted with you last time when you went offline, and me and Sue, we were just like 100% believable. Totally, we believe everything that you've said, and I don't want to say fell for our line and sinker because I don't feel like I'm falling for anything. I believe that you believe everything that you're saying. That's for damn sure. That's for
Nice
damn
to
sure.
hear because
Yeah. So could you lean closer to the camera and show us your tattoo on your forehead?
what
It
is my
says
haunted like
haunted like
a
a
house?
house. So I think that there's your proof, and there's your label, and sometimes labels are right. That's pretty creepy. Um, let me jump in over here to
Creeping in
comments
the
and see.
room is.
What's that?
You
Creeping
said
in the
creeping.
room? Yeah, yeah. But also the sacred land. That was a little creepy too. So
Protective
Paul's
man.
asking a question here. Were your mom and stepdad affected after the move into the house, or was the relationship similar prior to the move?
Oh,
Dylan, Paul is
definitely.
an investigator that I highly revere and enjoy working with very, very much. So this is a great question, Paul. Thank you very much.
Um, it it was definitely way worse once moved in. But that could it have been that? Probably, I think so. But also, I don't know. They had a kid, and people they drank a lot, so sometimes things just don't work. But it was pretty chaotic. It almost I don't know, it's weird. It's like it wanted whatever this thing is. It was like it wanted like it ate the fight. You know what I mean? Like when I was
It
screaming at my
needed
mom,
just the
it
right
was eating.
family.
Like
Needed just the right family with just the right dynamic to, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So Purple Dragon 76 is asking it, have you ever had any cleansing or spiritual healing done? I guess in reference to yourself, because you certainly don't live in the house anymore.
Uh, I have had people do things I don't even know what they would be called, certain rituals or whatnot. But no, it just seems to kind of make it worse. Especially if I would sage or something like the house or use those sticks, that would like make it like someone would be like, "Hey, I brought sage over." I'd be like, "Get it out of my house right now." I'm like, "It's gonna piss this thing off, and then I'm not gonna be able to sleep ever."
Wow. So it really responded to any kind of, and also look what Paul's saying, it needed or it fed off the negative energy. And I want to throw this comment back up from Jessica, Crypt Tidbits and General Tidbits. She sent you the info about the Manomet house, or me, I think it happened to be in the same area. Oh, she sent it to me. I'll check that out offline and let everybody know, because I feel like I'm detecting a pattern here about that kind of location that, weirdly.
Imagine
So,
that.
Dylan, take us to your teen years. Take us to your teen years.
Teen years were the worst. by far. Like, okay, so probably when I was like 14 or 15, that's when finally, um, I remember coming home and my mom was sitting on the couch with the TV off, like sitting upright, and that usually meant I was fucking in trouble. But she was like, "I just want to apologize," and I was like, For what?" And she's like, uh, "Something really weird happened when we were all hanging out downstairs the other night." And I was like, "What happened?" She was like, "We were all hanging out around the bar, and we had like." We had one of those like big stereo systems that everyone had back in the day with like 1,000 buttons and a big knob. And if you touched any of the buttons at all, it would never work ever again. Usually people's parents were yelling at them about that. So we had some CDs on it and they're sitting there at the bar. And the bar is probably like 10 feet away, whatever. And I guess the radio just goes all the way up 100, blaring. My mom's friend's like, "What the hell?" Goes over, turns it down, comes back. Second he sits down, right back up all the way. They're like, "What the heck?" Goes back over, turns it down. So he sorry. He takes a couple steps. Yeah, I have to touch this every once in a while. And it cranks back up again. And he turns around and he's like, "What?" So he shuts it off, turns it back on, turns it down, it's playing, sits down, and I guess 2 CDs come whoosh, whipping off the top of the thing. And this is my mom, my stepdad, and 2 of their friends, I think 2 couples. This is like 6 people. I don't know. That math is probably wrong because I can't do it. But yeah, that was when I was finally like, "Told you," you know what I mean? Because I was already like living in misery. Because this thing, like, it knew that I knew that it was there. You know what I mean? And like they just didn't seem like they were so busy with like my little brother. And then like I was no star child, you know what I mean? So like they were, you know, you can imagine. Uh, I don't know. I think they were just kind of like, "Shit, he's crazy." Like, you know what I mean? But after that, like, it was a lot different, and it almost, I think, made it worse because now it like could get everyone. You know, before it could just really like mess with me, and I would be like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about like 17 years old. If I came home and there wasn't anybody there, I'm not going inside. Period. Not happening. I will sleep outside before I go back to bed.
I just want to say that at the age of 17, wouldn't you like be like, "Psych, nobody's home. I'm cranking the stereo. I'm going to eat something. I'm going to hang my head out the bedroom window and smoke a joint."
No, something's gonna scratch me and it's gonna fuck with my dog and it's gonna bang through my house all night and scratch on my door. And I'm gonna wake up on my stomach facing the closet mid sentence. It happened all the time. I would wake up talking to something and just be like, "What the hell?" That was way before.
So Christy's asking a question. When you hear that certain songs play, do you get the feeling of someone next to you? That's an interesting question. That's a really interesting question.
How about you? Notice my certain song plays. Someone next to you. No, but there is. So one time, so I lived with my grandparents later on in life, in my early 20s for a little bit. I helped take care of my grandfather, and it continued there. Everywhere I go, something weird happens. I have a friend, Jeff, who's like, "You're not coming over to my house." He's like, "Every time you come here, weird stuff starts happening. You leave, it doesn't stop." I'm like, "Sorry." But I lived at my grandparents' house, and I was sitting there, and I was smoking weed at the island, and I was listening to music on like plugged into like an old computer speaker, And there was a cup that was sitting like say this is like the counter and this is the sink, like this, and it just went whoop up into the air, like high, like somebody went like flip cupped it and landed in the sink, and I just went nope, and I got up and I turned. Oh, and before the cup flipped, my music stopped. It went and stopped. Cup flip, music back on. Me, nope, off, stand up, walk out of the house backwards, get in my car, put a song on, start driving. The song changes to a song called Demon to Lean On by a band named Waves.
Oh my God. So there is some kind of significance to music. I'm going to bring Bruce on. Bruce just gave me a wave. Let's bring Bruce on for a second. All right. You all right with that, Dillon? All right. Hey, Bruce, I saw you getting my attention. What's up?
So a couple of things came up so far. When he was talking earlier about saging, I did not like what you did. And
Sorry.
then when he was just talking about the music going off, I heard gotcha.
Wow. Thank you, Bruce. That's two more
Whatever it is,
relevant,
it's not nice.
really, really relevant answers. And thanks for flagging me, Bruce. That worked out great. I could see him get my attention. Um, this is really amazing. That Bruce's responses. So that's why I say I'm Bruce is the tech guy. I knew who to call for
I love
this. Are
this.
you
I
kidding
love
me?
this because I
Right?
am literally every hair on my body is standing up.
It's yeah. Oh, and
Gotcha.
Sybil, welcome, Sybil. Sybil, please meet Dillon. Dillon, meet my good friend Sybil. Sybil, I'm so glad you joined us. This is a really, really good show. I'm glad you're here, and love to hear anything that you think and what are your thoughts. So, all right, Bruce, I'm going to put Bruce back in the green room for now. And again, get my attention, Bruce, when you hear something. That was great. Are you all right there, Dillon?
Yeah, it's thought my cat was gonna throw up. She just
Okay. Okay. So now, Dillon, with all these things that were going on in that house, what happened? What happened when visitors showed up? When you brought friends over, or your brother, or your
they
family?
didn't want to be there. They didn't want to be there. People were like, I'm not going over there. They'd be like, stop being a pussy, dude. I have to live there. They're
So
like, yeah,
did you
but
guys did your family ever host Christmas or that kind of thing?
no, not really. We would
No.
have like a small event from time to time, but it was mainly parties. Like they had big parties.
Oh, they had big parties.
Yeah, so there was a lot of people there. There's a lot of energy kicking around
Sure,
and a
sure.
lot of abuse of substances, which we
I
all
wasn't
know.
going to ask that. I'm glad you volunteered it because certainly
Oh, I'm an open book. Ask away.
I never really discussed this before, but I would like to bring it up. Certainly, for anybody who does know me, knows that I tell most people, well, shit, I haven't had a drink in 33 years. I'm
I
sober.
just hit a year in a month.
Oh, congratulations. That's great.
This is my crystal ball.
But I love it. Sybil, did you see that? Sybil reads crystal balls, Dillon. My good friend Sybil. But and suddenly Dillon has left the room, and suddenly he's returned. Nice balls.
Thank you.
Let's see. What did Sybil say? Was this on a dead end or a cul-de-sac? Yeah. Sybil's good, Dillon.
Yeah,
Sybil
yeah,
is
it was a
so
cul-de-sac.
good. You have no idea. No idea.
Sign in my house had 3 massive boulders behind it in a straight line with paths around them that led down to a swamp, which I think are ley lines.
Yeah, you're not the first person that I've heard say that about that area. So I want to you were talking about the parties with a lot of substance abuse. Like I said, I myself haven't had a drink for 33 years. I most of you do know that I partake quite frequently in 420. But besides being
I've
sober
never
for
touched the
so long,
stuff.
so what's that? You
I've
never
never
touch
touched
the
the
stuff,
stuff.
right? Exactly. No, me neither. But I'm also sober from cocaine and a lot of other things as well. And
Me too.
also cocaine in many forms,
Oh
many,
yeah,
many forms. And I can truly say, and I've also done heroin, and I've done perks, and I've done blah, 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 all that kind of shit as well. But I can honestly say that anywhere that I've been where there've been a lot of heavy drug use or bad juju, man, bad fucking energy. I don't know any other way to say it. You got sour people emitting sour smells with sour thoughts and sour spirits and bad fucking juju from start
there
to
was a
finish.
lot of bad like
Uh,
death
and
smell
and people doing bad things to get the money to
has a
do
ghost ever
that.
hurt
I
me,
mean,
Aisha.
it's I feel that that is a subject in the field of paranormal that really isn't explored. How large areas of substance abuse can be almost like portals.
Why do they
But
call it
but the
spirits?
but the other thing, oh, that's a good point too. But the other thing that I want to bring up is that I have found, certainly for myself, and certainly I think back to my first husband, Rob, and tell me, anybody watching, tell me, I'm sure you know at least one person, a very very sensitive person who is either an alcoholic or a cokehead or a this or that or a pill junkie or something. Pardon my expression, it's just colloquialisms, not judging anybody, because I've been there. But that is that person covering up things that they're receiving from the outside, spiritual messages, being bombarded by things that they hear, that they see, that they don't know
That's
how to
why I
deal with.
did it.
So I have a lot of theories about substance abuse and the paranormal, and I've never actually myself, I've been live streaming, I think, for 1 year, happy anniversary to me. And I've talked about a lot of different things on this show, and I've never publicly brought up that is my theory. I'm also, in my other life, I am a retired LADC, licensed alcohol and drug counselor. But can an ex be the reason for a haunting like an ex? Well, sure. I mean, an ex brings a lot of baggage with it. In my case, an ex brings
Oh my
substance.
god! I know what the hex is.
What is it, Dylan?
I have an ex girlfriend who used to beat me up, like wife beater Jameson style. It was crazy. But she gave me this wallet, and it's the only thing I have left for her. My life has sucked.
Well, time for a new wallet, Dylan. I'll buy you one myself.
We're making history.
Dylan?
Oh, yep. There's an ear in here. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Shout out, Danny.
What? We just
And
had an
Aisha asked me if I
aha
was ever
moment.
hurt by a ghost. Yes. One time I was in the shower and I was chilling for at least 5, jamming the tunes, and I was shampooing my hair, and all the curtains were like, whoosh, and then I got this huge cut from like here to here on my stomach. It was 2. Like, I had pictures of it, but that was 18 cell phones ago. So, and it's
Wow. Wow. I see a change in you already. I do. Well, I'm glad we could figure that out. That was very cathartic, I feel like.
I got rid of the wallet. I threw it. Now
So,
my
wow.
wife's coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Genius.
Time for you know what? Go to Walmart tomorrow. Go to Walgreens. Get yourself a new wallet tomorrow, or I'll
You know,
send you one.
I think I need to be walletless for a little bit,
Okay. All right. Going
just in case. You know what I mean?
commando. Going commando with my debit card in my
I'm
back
gonna rip
pocket.
I'm gonna rip that pocket off.
Well, I'm glad you figured that out. I'm glad you figured that out. So, well, let's see what happens. You'll have to keep us posted on that for sure. Um, Currently now in your life, what do you experience that you feel may or may not be related to that, but that you feel is spiritual or otherworldly or paranormal, or what do you think it is? What do you think it is?
I don't know. I think either somebody
According to Dillon.
in my family a long, long time ago was a real piece of shit, or did something weird, or was into some weird shit. Because my grandmother, I have like the most vicious, vivid nightmares. Like I can't wait till I can plug people into my brain.
Stop right there. The second you said that, I wasn't even looking at Sybil's comment. Dillon, the second you said nightmares, I posted Sybil's comment, but I wasn't even reading it. And I just happened to post it when you said that. Sorry, guys. I got a little excited at that one.
Almost blew my
You
wad.
see it. You see it, right? You see that comment? Well, I just took it.
Sybil, what are you?
Sybil, why are you just throwing one word out there and I'm not even looking? I threw it up when Dillon said
Yeah,
nightmares.
Sybil, help!
I look
Jesus,
forward to
I've never slept a day in my life.
because she said she knew it.
Yeah.
So,
What were we talking about? Now I'm frazzled.
Sam, I'm glad you're having a good time. I'm glad Sam is enjoying this. Bruce, did you have anything for us right now? I'm going to add Bruce to the stage.
Okay, when earlier was talking about substance abuse, it came out with you got power, you were powerless.
That is the first step of any 12-step program.
It's my demon to lean on.
Yeah. Wow, that is very significant. Oh, is Sybil the ghost? No, Sybil is definitely not the ghost. She is real flesh and blood, human being, and I can attest to that. She's a good friend. Bruce knows her too. Yep. Sybil is the real deal. She is the real deal. But anyways, sorry, back to that. That was very relevant, Bruce. Thank you very much. Oh my.
No problem.
Anything else for now?
Shout out, Bruce.
Yeah.
No, some of it was just like still coming through gibberish. So the way EchoVox works is it actually doesn't say actual words. It comes up with sounds, and the sounds is what triggers to become actual phrases.
Amazing. Amazing. Okay, Bruce, I'm going to put you back on monitoring patrol,
Yep.
okay? All right, we'll see you soon.
Behave in the comments.
And also, you know what, Dillon? I did a card pull. I pulled a card.
Those things got me divorced.
So it's going to be, what's that?
Those things got me divorced, but pull them.
Wow. Well,
I told my ex-wife I couldn't be her hobby, and then she got into tarot, and the cards were like, "Leave his ass."
So listen, well, that's a really good segue. I'm gonna talk about the card I pulled. Let me ask you this: are you in a relationship right now?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I pulled, and I'm looking at my notes. I pulled this card, the Ten of Cups.
Never good.
Before I say anything, does anybody want to weigh in about the Ten of Cups? It's a really significant card. So I'm gonna throw it out there. I'll give anybody a minute. I wish comments were a little more in real time. Anyways, well, the Ten of Cups is literally yeah, look at this, Dillon. The Ten of Cups is a great card.
Mine are half
the Ten of Cups is literally, unequivocally, without a doubt, the happily ever after card. Otherwise known as the happy endings card. So if you're not in a relationship, if you're going for a massage,
I
have
know
a
a
good
place.
time. But yeah, the happy endings card.
I've never been there.
But seriously, back to this card. So the Ten of Cups. It's from the Salvador Dali tarot deck that was given to me by my good friend Harry. Lasting happiness. Sam's pretty paranormal. She knows. But Sybil has a question before I get into that a little more. Sybil's question. Snakes. There you go, Sybil. Can you see those tattoos? See how good Sybil is? See how good she is? Now, would I have known that you
Scaring the
had
shit out of me.
tattoos? No. No. So back to your card there. Sam says you're going to find a deep connection with someone. Absolutely. This is the happily ever after card. And yeah, Sybil just keeps nailing it. Nailing it. Um, and who is it's Kelly Elise says yes, the 10 of Cups is crazy. Domestic bliss, even with a cat's ass in your face. Well, you know, what's happier than a home with a happy cat? Right? Not much, right? Your cat's happy. Um, Harmony in relationships, and maybe not necessarily a romantic relationship, maybe harmony in a family relationship or a friend relationship, or maybe with your cat even. Um, Isha says you need a Ouija board. Not everybody believes in those.
Like,
But believe in
hold on.
those. But also,
Get out.
yeah,
Ready?
yeah. Sybil, always spot on as usual. Sybil's readings are excellent. Oh, look at that little teeny tiny Ouija board. The 10 of Cups is the cat's ass. Oh my God, look at that little tiny planchette. 10 cups of milk. Well,
You don't want to play with the Ouija board.
You
When I
don't
was-
you don't
when I
mess
was
with the
like-
Ouija board?
When I was like 18, I used a Ouija board in my friend's apartment in Manhattan, who will not to this day, even though he's been around when weird shit has happened, that he just goes, "That was weird." And I'm like, what else do you need to see? Still to this day, doesn't believe in it. We're still great friends. Used it with him and my friend, our other friend, Ricky, who was an ex-Crip who was stabbed in the back with a railroad spike and only had one lung. Not really ghosty guys. And we used a Ouija board, and it told me that my friend Kevin goes, "What's following Dillon?" And it said Paymon.
Oh my God.
And that was way before Hereditary came out, so I don't want to hear it.
Wow. Geez, Dylan, you've had a pretty amazing life, and how do you deal with things on a day-to-day basis with all this
Xanax.
stuff that's happened? I mean, not only do you have to deal with everything that goes on daily, you have to reconcile the past somehow. How do you do that?
It's mostly been Xanax
Fair enough.
lately. I don't know. I kind of feel like I'm going crazy because
Well,
I
I
still
would
just
like you know what I would caution about. I would never tell anybody what to do when it comes to substances, because the only person whose substance abuse is my business
I'm
is my
prescribed.
substance
I'm
abuse.
prescribed them, by the
But
way.
I would oh please, I'm an LADC. I've heard that one before.
No, I swear to God.
I would just throw this little tidbit out there. Listen to this. We all know Stevie Nicks. You know Stevie Nicks, and of course we all know that Stevie Nicks did coke on stage. I've seen YouTube videos and her just doing it, and whatever. Like I said, no judgments here. But when she went into rehab in the '80s, I think she went someplace in Arizona. It was somebody's, in their wisdom, they put her on Klonopin to get her off the cocaine. And in her memoir, she writes that the Klonopin wrecked her life worse than the fucking coke did. And I said, if you know, you know, because some people just would never conceive of that. I do. I can and I do.
I
So-
just hit a year, July 14th, of no coke and no drink.
That is fantastic.
I have
That's
not had a
fantastic.
drink since I was 15.
That's fantastic. I find nothing good ever comes of drinking alcohol. I've never gotten up the next day and said, "Boy, I wish I drank
Yeah.
last night."
Yeah, that was
Never
sick. I
once.
wake up and I go, "Fuck!"
Never, ever once. Because I stopped drinking because it got to the point that I was really, really good at it. I was really good
I'm
at
sick
it.
at it, and I
It's-
love
yeah.
doing cocaine.
So yeah. Well, there's that ADHD thing. So I totally get
Oh,
that.
yeah. Slows me
know.
down, but then I do too much, and then I freak out, and I'm like doing this, and then I don't know how to count the pulls, so I'm just listening to it go fast. It's not a good time.
Does anybody know that old joke about the coke addict that was walking the beach and he finds a bottle and he rubs it and a genie comes out. The genie says, 2 wishes. And the cokehead said, first wish, I want a container, a jar with an endless supply of cocaine that remains filled for the rest of my life. And the genie said, you got it. Now your second wish, more,
Hey,
right?
must be Saturday.
Yeah, that is beastly. And again, if you know, you know. I've just given you more than you could ever do. And what do you want?
More.
More.
And that's the thing. Like,
That's
you
that's
like
the nature of that. Talk about demons. That's the nature of that. But anyways, I mean, kind of tying everything together. Substance abuse as a way of dealing with all this stuff coming in from the outside. We know that's not a healthy way of dealing with things. Prescribed medication for sure is one way of dealing with it. What are some other things that you do to kind of tune things out or make sure that you can get a good night's sleep?
oh, I don't. I have no idea how to do that. I have not woken up and been like, that was good once ever. I don't think. Try to sleep for like 4 or 5 hours because if I sleep less, I have less nightmares. And before I have to go to bed, my body like knows that I'm gonna like what's about to happen, and I start to freak out. That's when I have to take these Xanax. So,
And that's kind of what it's meant to do.
but then
Listen,
there's like I get these people in my dreams coming up to me, being like, "Tell my family I love them. Tell my son he's okay." And I like say their names, and I wake up and I don't remember, and I'm like, "Fine, someone else. I'm tired, dude."
look at what Christy's asking you. What do you want here? What would you, if you could get a resolution or anything, what do you want? What does Dillon B want? Do you
What do I
want to get the
want?
attachment to let you go? Because when that happens, it's going to be a new day. You got an
Uh,
attachment, buddy.
I
That
think I'm
seems to be
addicted
the
right now.
consensus.
I think it's a little more than attached. I also had a
I
dream that I
understand
sold
that,
my
Sam.
soul when I was like 12, and I might have really done that on accident. So that sucks.
Yeah, there's no such thing as the irreversible soul. You can get your soul back. There is such a thing as redemption. I'm not necessarily a Christian, but redemption absolutely can happen. Um,
It's more of a
and
Gnostic.
but you know what? And there's that old joke. I don't believe in God. Well, God believes in you, Dylan.
Well, no,
And
Gnostics.
it's
Gnosticism. I believe that the God that Christianity and Catholicism, all of that, every other one essentially is just the devil who tricked everyone. And they say to when you see the light, what the light is when you die is just a vagina. You just are reborn back
being
stuck in this
born
cycle.
again.
But if you turn and face the universe, you can be free of the same sorrow.
I feel like you're talking about a cycle, and that's kind of what Sybil's talking about. Past life coming forward, being born again. Well,
Give me that soul back.
but you need some peace, man. You need some peace, and
I'm exhausted.
you've got to be. And I think that my friends are asking because maybe we might be able to put you in maybe contact if you're interested. No pressure. Um, so in the what is in the future for Dylan B? What is in the big picture?
Oh, I do not know. I'm not sure. Hopefully, coming ghost hunting with you.
Oh, you got it. I'll plan something for sure. What
Yeah,
is your
let's go.
experience in paranormal investigating?
Nothing other than having to battle it in my home every day for my life.
Well, I think that you would probably be an activity magnet, as it were. I think that would happen. But Dylan, if you're interested, I can, yeah, definitely we can do something. And I can also connect you with people. Somebody's here saying a shaman, and I think there's a lot of different options.
I'm not smoking DMT. I see enough bad shit.
Yeah, no, they don't involve that. They don't involve that.
I don't
So
need to open any more doors. I need to
I
close
wonder
them.
if I think that we may be able to help you with something like that. If you're interested, we'll talk offline for sure. Um, so Bruce, I wonder if we could check in with you for a moment. Yeah. I'm going to bring Bruce on, and I'm going to work towards wrapping it up. We've been going for an hour. We're going for a full hour. So what you got
Oh
for us,
shit! I
Bruce?
forgot. We were talking about some spooky
Um,
shit.
the last couple of things that came through was come forward and enlight.
And we're talking about rebirth and the light and coming. I think again relevant. I think that everything that Bruce got was really really relevant. I think
Yeah,
that's
it's
really
fucking weird.
exciting. What are your thoughts about that, Dylan? Weird,
It's
yeah,
weird. It's kind
yeah,
of like it's
yeah. Very very relevant. That's crazy. So Bruce, did you have? I'm going to start winding things down. I can't thank you enough for joining us. I reached out to Bruce at the last minute. Here's a friend of Bruce's. Yeah, Bruce is back.
Bruce
Bruce
is
is back.
back.
Yeah, Bruce, my tech guy. My tech guy. I like that. Yes. So any last words for us,
Sam
Bruce?
Dillion.
What's that? Oh,
Just,
Sam. She's
just,
share with her. She's watching and cooking at the same time. But
Oh,
she
okay.
has a great show, Dylan. Sam's pretty paranormal. She has a great show. Um, and she wishes you nothing but happiness. Sam, thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I loved your show last night too. And
Thank you,
everybody that
Sam.
watched tonight. Sorry, Bruce. Go ahead. Wrap up your
no,
show.
I was just going to say, I'm just glad to be a part of the whole Gals family and team. So,
Thank you, Bruce. You are a gal. You are a gal's guy all day long. Thank you. And thank you again for
yep,
your
That's
contributions
a
tonight. I
t-shirt.
really appreciate it.
no
All right,
problem.
Bruce. Talk to you soon, Bruce. Bye bye.
Yep, bye.
Wow, Dylan. I feel so lucky that Bruce was able to join us because
That was
holy
weird.
shit.
What the
Sue,
fuck?
my friend Sue, just joined. Who's it? Danny is a big Bruce guy. I'm a big Bruce guy too. That's why he was here. I think
Honestly, I'm
Dylan is
fucking with Bruce heavily.
Dylan is now a Bruce fan. And my friend Sue's in Minnesota tonight. Sue and her husband, they're just joining us. Sue, you missed a great show. Go back.
Sam, there's no second eye.
Oh, like I said, she's cooking. It's
I'm
probably a
kidding.
typo. It's Sybil saying hi. And what else? The mirror is weird behind you. There's a mirror behind you. I didn't see that. How did she see that?
I think she's talking about that one.
Oh, way in the back. So well, Dylan, you certainly gave us some. Oh, Sam, come on! I said you were cooking. It was a typo. Um, but you gave us some really good. I want to say stories, and I don't mean any disrespect because I certainly don't mean to imply that they're not true,
There's
or if
stories.
I say stories or tales. But I knew it would be
I didn't even
interesting.
talk about the
Dylan.
feathers. The
You
couch
didn't
form.
talk about the feathers before we go. Let's hear one
Should I?
last story
Okay.
from Dylan.
This is a less spooky one. I mean, it's horrifying, I guess. But okay, we got a furniture set delivered, and it was weird. It was like green, and it was like it was a big armchair and like couch, but the armchair was like Alice in Wonderland. I was driving around with my grandfather's ashes in my car, and my coworkers stole my car keys and kept setting my alarm off. And I was like, "What is going on?" And they're like, "It's a ghost," for 3 days.
Dylan, you're going to finish your story about the couch feathers, and then I'm going to say this: we're going to have you back for another show.
Yes, we get.
But yes, sometimes shamans do use sage, and we've learned that sage is not what we want to use around Dylan.
No, not good. Not good for me.
So,
But
all
we
right,
get
go
this
ahead.
big,
Talk about the feathers. Sorry.
yeah, big armchair, and when you sat in it, you just looked little. It was like Alice in Wonderland chair. Very weird. But there were feathers coming out of this fucking thing at a high velocity. My mom was fucking pissed. She is a very angry person. And I'm talking like my friends would come over and start yanking them out and be like, "Stop doing that." It was like, like a down pillow, and you could pull the feathers out. It was like that. They were like this big. They were white. They were fucking everywhere. You could not walk into my house and leave without being like, to get these feathers off you. My mom was irate, right? So she calls and she's like, "We need new furniture." And she was not thrilled. So they come, take it, bring it back, give us new furniture, no more feathers. Like 2 months later, my mom's yelling at me aka trying to help me with my homework, and because we both can't do the math, and apparently that's my fault. But so the phone rings. She puts like the house phone. She puts it on speakerphone. It's the furniture company, and it's like, "Hi, we're blah blah blah." With like, we just want to make sure that you're happy with the new furniture set. And my mom was like, "Yeah, we love it." And the lady was like, "I just want to know what the reason was for that you didn't like the other one." And my mom was like, "The feathers." And the lady was like, "What?" She was like, "The feathers." She was like, "There was feathers everywhere." She was like, "Gonna vacuum 9 times a day." And the lady was like, "Yeah, this model is not made with any feathers whatsoever. It's a micro bead." Those things were everywhere.
Bruce, what do you got when Dillon just said that story? Did you just flag me down? No,
Oh,
I guess no. Okay. All right. Sorry, Bruce, but oh my God, that is because certainly I think we all think that feathers mean something spiritually, different things for different people, but there were no feathers in the couch at all.
None. I mean,
It-
you could pull them out.
I know what like goose
A
down. I
magician.
know what it's almost sharp to pull
Uh,
them out. Oh my God. Wow, that is really bizarre. So that was in the house that you grew up in.
yeah,
Wow. Sounds, not for nothing. I really appreciate you coming on tonight, but not for nothing. It sounds like that may have been pretty stressful growing
absolutely.
up.
I don't ever
And
think.
when you grow up stressful like that, in stressful environments, you become adult that doesn't sleep. I understand completely. We'll talk offline about that shit one of these days for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. But Dillon, if you did want me to connect you with some folks, I can and I will, and I'll definitely book a paranormal investigation and bring you along. I think you would
let's
enjoy it,
go.
and I think it might be interesting. But you have my number 8675309. That's how you get a hold of me. um,
Is that the
but
lotto?
seriously, uh, Jenny, that's Jenny from Tommy Two Tone.
Oh,
8675309.
Jesus.
That's
I'm
but
jonesing for a
seriously,
ticket.
you do. I'm sorry, I'm dating myself now. I'm 62. That song came out in like 81 or 82, probably before you were born. Definitely before you were born.
It wasn't a
Um,
thought.
so sorry about that. But seriously, you do have my phone number, so call me or text me, and I'll call you or I'll text you. And I definitely want to have you back on the show again. I'm very grateful that you did,
Anytime.
and I'm really grateful that you shared your experiences with us. And I wish you, I will, in the way that I pray, I will pray for you to have peace
Well, thank you.
in your
Thank you for
life.
having me on and not
And
thinking
I
I'm
look forward to being
crazy.
friends. I really look forward to that. So, um, all right, Dillon. So I'm going to put you back in the green room, and I'm going to wrap things up. I am going to ask you and Bruce to stay in the green room until I finish. It helps with the quality of my recording. Okay, so. Yeah, and somebody was just going to call me out that you were definitely too young, but whoever Purple Dragon is, they knew that reference. If they knew you were too young for it, they knew that
Stay in your
reference.
lane, Purple Dragon.
So, anyways, I'm gonna sign you off. I'm gonna sign you off, Dillon, and then I'm gonna say my goodbyes to everybody. Okay, all right, bye bye, Dillon. Thank you again. Um, wow, you guys, I am floored. Dillon had some amazing things to tell us about growing up in Manamet on that kind of dead end cul-de-sac that Sybil mentioned. Thank you so much, Gina. It was a great show. I'm so, so grateful to Dillon for his time. It must have been so stressful to grow up the way that he did. Um, I don't even know how do you live with that growing up. You don't sleep. I guess that's the resolution to that. Well, Dillon, I really look forward to chatting more with you offline. And again, I want to thank everybody for watching. Dillon's friends, my friends, Bruce's friends. And I think we all have some new friends. And don't forget, at 7 o'clock, bounce over to Banter with Richie B and watch his show. He's got Matt Warner on, and they're both going to be on my show next week. But for right now, I just want to I want to leave on a high note on this week's show. Dillon, you were a really, really good guest, and I look forward to having you back again. And thank you again for sharing some really personal aspects of your life. I'm very, very grateful for your time. And Sybil, we're glad you could jump on and show some insight as well. And as always, so grateful to Bruce, my tech guy, the best. All his, everything that Bruce got was just spot on. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. And next week, I'll see you Sunday at 11 for coffee hour with Matt Warner and Richie B playing spooky trivia right here on Gals, Ghosts, and Ladies. Again, thank you so much, Dillon, and thank you, Bruce. Good night, everybody.